Once again, I'm starting the session again in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And by the end of this session, you will have an introduction into TOEFL iBT writing skill. You will also get to know who your instructor is, the expectation of the instructor, and I will give you some practice followed by an homework. This is the style of my um, teaching you. So I will be using very similar methodology every week. Um, my name is Dr. Friba Olimi. I am one of your, alhamdulillah, I am one of the Afghans. Unfortunately, I live in Sydney, Australia. And because of that, you'll have to be a little bit patient that I can't teach you 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the normal time that you're used to it. The time difference between Afghanistan and Australia is not suitable for me. And I also am mother of young children. So the time is going to be 2 to 3 at the moment. It's summer in Afghanistan and it is winter in Sydney. Later on, as we approach summer or the season changes, I will do my best to change the time and to an hour later, but I can't promise you. So please be patient with me. The good thing is that lessons will be recorded, so you will get a copy of the recording. You will also get a copy of the presentation in Telegram. And I think that's more important. If those of you who are going to be receiving the recording, my apologies to you. If you can make time to be available during the live session, I would really appreciate and I would love it. But if you can't, I will not hold it against you. I fully understand, and that is why I have put my apology to you. Other than that, I don't want to brag on about myself. I want to explain my expectation that during the session when I do the talk, I appreciate that your mic will be muted and have respect for each other and respect for me and expect the same thing from me and from your other classmates. I also will give you weekly homework and I expect you to complete the homework on weekly. So your lessons are on Wednesday and I expect you to submit your homework on Friday nights, Kabul time. Why is that? Because Saturday, Sunday is I have more time that I am going to be dedicating to checking your homework and give you each students will be getting feedback for your homework.
So sorry, ma'am, at the final interruption, inshallah. I'm so sorry, but we don't have the screen.
You don't have the screen? How come? I shared it first. Or maybe because of the video that it stopped.
It's
My
not
goodness.
visible now.
No, it looks like once we start recording, it stopped my screen sharing. Okay, thank you. And I did mention that please continue to write your questions in the chat box. I would be happy to read the questions towards the end and respond. If it happens a situation that my screen is not visible to you, I don't mind. Students can raise your voice to get my attention. That is not a problem. And thank you بالقيمة. So these ones were my expectation. I'm just going to not worry about anything else. Materials. When you are, this is the information, by the way, the information that I am presenting to you are coming directly from TOEFL iBT websites. So this is not my personal information. These are coming from TOEFL iBT website. So we are preparing you for the TOEFL exam. And inshallah, by the end of the assessment, you're going to be ready, and you're going to be, when you do the assessment, you will be having the benefits. When you do assessment, what sort of materials do you need? For writing, you're always going to be given a passage. As well as a passage, you're going to be getting a recording of the lecturer. So 2 items going to be given to you. So therefore, the materials that you will need for writing TOEFL iBT has to be a reading passage and a voice recording. It will always be on various different topics. And during the course of the study, I will do my best to give you the examples from the TOEFL iBT and prepare you, inshallah, for this. It would be also good that you should be having a pen, paper, or pencil. But this is when you're going to be doing the official assessment, not when you're going to be preparing for your homework for me. You also try to do your assessment on a laptop. That will be the best thing that you can do for yourself, because you will be prepared for the real assessment. You will be presented with TOEFL iBT rubrics. I will search if there is any updates, and I'll always try to give you any information that I can access. You will have for this. You also need better to have a stopwatch, and nowadays your phone as a stopwatch, because you will be given for the assessment 29 minutes. Having a English to English dictionary is going to be an advantage. I fully understand that you prefer to have an English to Dari and English to Pashto. Avoid, if you can access an English to English dictionary, use it, because during the assessment you will not be allowed to use your phone or internet. But while you're practicing during the course, if you are using your phone as a English to English dictionary, I don't have any problem. So those was all the materials that you need to have. The remaining is going to be talking about writing skills for the TOEFL iBT. It is designed to test the students' ability if they are able to integrate information from different sources. Remember, I told you that the writing sections is going to be relying on a reading article and a recording, a listening articles. So 2 different source is going to be used by you, and they are trying to see, the assessors are trying to see whether you have the ability to analyze critically in the academic content, and you are trying to then express your thoughts in a coherent and a very well structured manners. So it's very important that you think, you read in English, you translate it in your head in English, and you write with English thought as you're writing your writings. You don't think in Dari or Pashto. and then try to write it, because then the piece of article that you're going to be writing, or the essay or the paragraph that you're going to be writing, will have um, uh, not the correct structures, and it will not be flowing, and a assessor will easily pick it up. By incorporating this task, the TOEFL IBT test is going to be aiming to prepare the students for the academic challenges that they may be facing if they are going to be studying in English speaking educational institutes. So when a student wants to study, whether it's online, whether it is face to face, in a university that everything is in English, that is when TOEFL is going to be handy for you, because this is going to be used as the first step towards getting acceptance into universities in the foreign countries. So when we are talking about a structured paragraph for academic English, we need to follow some basic rules. So a good example should be having, you should have a topic sentence. You should have supporting sentences. You should be having closing sentences. In a paragraph, when we are talking about topic sentence, is the very first sentence in your paragraph that tells the reader, the assessor, the examiner, what that paragraph is going to be about. Then in the same paragraph, so the first sentence is your introduction to what is in the paragraph. Then you're going to provide it by explaining your idea and giving examples. Or if you're going to be discussing about two different side, then you have to present one side with an example. Then you have to go to the second side, second view, and explain that and present your evidence. And it needs to be on the topic that we are presenting. We don't just go for the sake of that the essays are always going to be controlled with how many words that you're going to be writing. We need to make sure that we stick or stay on the topic. For example, if the topic is going to be on pollution, so we need to talk about pollution. We need to talk about the causes of the pollution. We need to talk about what steps we need to take to prevent further pollution. We can't go into the politics. We can't go into um, what's in the market. That's got nothing to do with it, unless if you're going to be linking it to pollution. In that same paragraph, we are still talking about paragraph. We also need to have a closing or a conclusion sentence to tell the reader that I am moving on to a different point or a different topic. And then you start your second paragraph and you go through the same. So remember, this example is just about a paragraph. That each paragraph we need to have a topic sentence. Then we need to, and in that topic sentence, we need to say what we are talking and give some idea as how many points we're going to be talking. Then the supporting sentence is going to be talking about those points. So in your topic sentence, if you mention that you're going to be talking about um, uh, two causes of pollution, and you will also discuss how to prevent pollutions, then in the body, we need to start with the first cause, the second cause, and then going into the steps to control each. You can easily do the first cause and the control, then the second cause and then the control. Then finally, in your conclusion, you're going to tell the reader that the topic was discussed, the cause was mentioned, and the control measure was provided, was taken, or suggested. And then you move to something else. Next slide is talking about how to write good paragraphs. Step 1. To write a good paragraph, you can start with brainstorm. When we are talking, we will have a session on brainstorming. So here I'm just mentioning it. So the topic, whatever comes in your mind, you just write it in point form. Step 2, to write your short sentences. So for each point, you're going to be writing your sentences. Step 3, you will have to provide supporting sentences that provide an example, an explanation. Remember, please to have your sentences short. We have a habit of writing in Dari and Pashto that our sentence, you read it, you write it, and you start, and you don't know where is it ending. But that's okay. But in English, it is preferred that our sentences are going to be short, not too long. So initially, if you are not confident in writing, try to make it short. Unless if you are confident and you want to practice continue, feel free. I'm happy to read and I'm happy to provide you feedback. Number 4, write your last sentence to let the reader that you are concluding. Step 5, which is something that we all make mistake, and I am guilty of that too, is check your grammar and spelling. So here I'm presenting you with an example. So the topic is what aspires to reach your potential. So let's read, I'm reading the example, and then let's see if this example contains what we just mentioned. Aspiring to reach your full potential is a powerful and transformative mindset that can drive personal growth and success. So from the very first sentence, we know that it is introducing the topic. And so it introduces the topic, and it's telling us that it is a good way to increase our growth and will gives us the potential of being successful. When individuals, so this is now the body, when individuals set high aspiration for themselves, they become motivated to continuously improve and excel in various aspects of life. This aspiration serves as a guiding star, pushing people to step out of their comfort zone, take on new challenges, and persist in the face of obstacles. It is through this journey of aspiring and striving that individuals discover their hidden talents, develop new skills, and unlock doors to opportunities they might have never imagined. Ultimately, aspiring to reach one's potential is not just about achieving success, it's about the journey of self discovery and personal development that empowers individuals to lead more fulfilling and impactful lives. So, dare to dream big and aspire to reach your potential, for it is the pursuit of these aspirations that you uncover the true depth of your capabilities. So, I think this paragraph had exactly all the points that I just described in the previous slides of how to write a good paragraph, and this is just a paragraph. You will also have integrated writing style. One of the TOEFL iBT's writing component is to do a integrated writing. Let's look at another example with you. Current voting system are inaccurate and unreliable and should be replaced by computerized voting system. So in this example, we are talking about a different style, and it is the integrated because there are different views in here. Will both view be presented in the example or not? That is what we're going to be seeing soon. So let me go to the slide. Voting system play a vital role in functioning of democracies worldwide. However, traditional voting methods have exhibited shortcomings in terms of accuracy and reliability. In light of these issues, there is a compelling case for replacing current system with computerized voting system. One of the primary concerns with existing voting system is the potential for human error. From voter registration to manual vote counting, the involvement of individuals introduces opportunities for mistakes. Illegible handwriting, misplaced ballots, and inaccuracies in tallying can all compromise the integrity of election. Computerized voting system mitigate this risk by automating many processes, reducing the human error. So here it explains two different systems and then allows the reader to decide on which vote to go for. And it continues. Moreover, ballot design can influence voter intent. Poorly designed ballot can confuse voters and lead to unintentional choices. Computerized systems provide clear, user-friendly interface and allow voters to review and correct their choice before finalizing their ballots, ensuring accurate representation of their preferences. Quick and accurate results are another advantage of computerized system. Manual voting counting is time-consuming and can result in delayed election outcome and disputes. Computerized system tabulates votes in real time, delivering timely and dependable results that bolster confidence in electoral process. Enhanced security and fraud prevention are critical considerations. Computerized systems offer encryptions, digital signature, and secure authorizations. Auth- auth- Authentication, safeguarding the vote against tampering. Digital records make auditing and investigating irregularities more straightforward. And that's brings me to the homework. But before I discuss the homework, I'm going to come back to you, and I'll see if anybody has got a question or comment. So I think the first part that screen was not shared, I've rectified it. Topic sentence refers to the very first line that you're introducing what your paragraph is going to be about, if that is what you were asking. Any question? Yes, Mustafa Danishar.
Yeah. Hello, dear teacher. Hopefully, you're doing well. And by permission, you and by permission of our dear classmates. Okay. At the beginning, you told us that there are two, parts of writing questions and TOEFL exam. It may be based on a passage, and also it may be based on a paragraph. So, actually, you didn't tell us that. Where will be there, a kind of essay that we will be asked to write about,
Yes.
or they will give us a title about it. We should write up
Mm-hmm.
an essay. And also, what is that passage for? It means a reading passage will be given to us, and we will write some things about that. You have our thoughts, our minds about that. So, what is that passage for?
Okay. No problem. I'll answer your questions. So this was just an introduction into TOEFL, and then I decided to concentrate on paragraph rather than an essay. But in your homework, I this time it's general. I'm going to give you a topic, but in future, as I build your confidence, I'm aiming that I'm going to concentrate on basic first. Through the very first homework, I will check level of a student's writing, and then I'll decide. But my aim is that as I address your needs, I will be giving you a reading article, and I will also giving you a voice recording. Both will be related to one topic, exactly as what TOEFL IBT assessment for writing skills is going to be. And I will also give you examples that how one should write an essay based on the reading article and based on the sound recording. Your homework will be similar. So obviously your homework is going to be a different topic, but I will give you a reading and I will give you a sound recording. So the example that I go through with you, you will be using that, and then you will be writing an essay based on the reading articles and the sound recording. And you will be submitting it, and I will be reading it, and I'm going to check, and I will provide you with feedback. Individual students will be getting individual feedback. If you, if the students submitted it on time. At the beginning, I'll try to be nice. And if it's 1 day late, 2 days late, I'll accommodate. Um, so the reason I have put the deadline to Friday, because I know that you're all working during the week, and Friday you have time. And I don't think that you should be taking too long to do your homework, because you should just concentrate on what comes in your mind. The only thing is think in English and write in English. I also expect you to type your um, essays. Try not to do handwriting and take photo of it and send me an image, because that will be very difficult for me to give you feedback. If students do that one, then my feedback are going to be very brief. But if you type your essay, even God forbid that is going to be 80% with mistakes, I will read every single line and I will give you detailed corrections. I'll point out what are your mistakes and how you should go and correct yourself. At the beginning, I will be lenient if somebody is going to be 1 day, 2 days late. But if it's going to be same students that's going to be always giving me late, then you're going to get a warning. Remember that right now online, there's not many of you, but I have been told that alhamdulillah, there's a large number of students that have enrolled. So I will attend to every single one, and I will not be using it with my dark glasses to say that, oh, those who are coming online, I will only give them feedback, and those who are not online, I won't know. You're all going to be equal to me, and I will spend time, but try to do your writing and try to submit it on Fridays. If you want to submit it earlier, no problem. That's perfectly fine. So if you finish today, and by tomorrow you want to submit it all early on Friday, that's perfectly fine. I will check my email, and but most of the feedback will be done your Friday evening. Is going to be my Saturday morning, and then I have allocated my Saturday morning doing nothing but to give feedback for TOEFL students. So I will give you examples. I'm not expecting you based on this brief to write an essay for me. And I think I had another student that had hands up. So if you want to raise your hand again, or if I have answered your question, that's fine. But if anybody else has questions, this is your opportunity. I'll also check in the chat box if somebody wrote something. Do we have essay writing? Yes. And in TOEFL, you are going to be writing essays. The essays are not very big compared to a couple of years ago. So the essays are way shorter. You guys are lucky. A year before, or in 2020, TOEFL assessment was very tough. The new TOEFL assessment writing is very easy, but yes, you will have essays to write. Tell us about the main structure of writing section. I did say, and I will give you when I give the examples. So each week I will be talking about the structures of the essays and the writing. I will be concentrating again and again and again. I will also give you copy of the lecturer's voice, and I'll go through examples with you. So I'm not, though you have a separate session for reading, you have a separate session for listening, but because both of them combine together and you have to do your writing, so I will do my best to address those also, but I will not cross the line to start doing too much on the reading or too much on the listening. But wherever it's up to me, I will give you materials to assist you, inshallah. Khatra Mirzai, do you have still a question, or have I answered your question? If you have any questions, please ask. Don't be shy. The more you ask, the more you're going to learn.
Do you have my
Yes,
voice?
please. Yes, I have your voice.
Okay, thank you. My question was regarding essay writing in TOEFL. I would like to know about word count and also which structure or which format we are going to deal with. For example, compare, contrast, or narrative.
Mhm.
What kind of essay
Sure,
we are supposed to write about? Thanks.
sure. So remember, you guys are going to be having 12 session with me. um, if I do all the teaching in one night, I think um, then I will just start giving you homework, and you're going to be rushed. So be a little bit patient as we progress into week after week. I'll address each and everything separately, but let me just explain the homework. But before I do the homework, maybe I should listen to Mr. Mohammed Wazir.
Thank you, Mom, for giving floor. I want to ask a question regarding the structure of TOEFL IBT, specifically reading, writing section. As in the beginning, you discussed about this section that examines the student's ability to overcome the academic challenges. But what's the structure of writing section of TOEFL IBT in real exam?
So I'm going to I'm hoping that in the next few weeks I will give you enough examples and give you more hints and tips to have you prepared. Unless if you already so far whoever is speaking, mashallah, your speaking is very well. um, I will know in the very first essay that you're going to be submitting to me um, shortly. Maybe you're going to be doing it later today. Maybe you're going to be doing tomorrow or on Friday. I will get to see your writing skill too. Then I will address each and every one separately. And with the example that I'll be giving, you are going to get prepared. So let me go through this example and then I'll come back and answer more questions. Let me just tell you what is your homework. And as I go through the homework, so every week you will be given a question for homework. So this one, I have very similar to the example that I gave you. I'm giving you a topic. So I'm not giving you a reading article. And I'm asking you is to write down an essay that is going to be having 250 words. But obviously, you need to read the article. You need to read the apologize. You need to read the topic. What is the topic? Iron fertilization, which is the introduction of iron into ocean in order to stimulate the bloom of plankton, which absorbs carbon dioxide from the air. So this is only one sentence, but you need to cut that into pieces. So it's about iron fertilization. Do we know what fertilization is? I'm not going to ask you. Please don't answer, because that is something that you should be addressing. Then it tells you in the next sentence, it tells you what iron fertilization is, but it also tells you its effects. So therefore, you need to do some research. You need, if you don't know anything about iron fertilization, then you need to go and research. Then you need to write a summary of your understanding. Don't copy and paste. If you already have idea, mashallah, many of you are have got qualifications, and Afghanistan's youth is always, I think that are gifted in knowing general information, because they don't just concentrate on this narrow path that what I'm learning, I'm learning. Anything that I don't learn, I don't need to know. So if you know, good. But what if you know already, then write it in English. Whatever understanding you have, don't worry about it. Write it in English. Then if you don't know, then go and read. But write it in your own word. Once you have done it, then you need to go back to what I told you. It needs to be 250 words. So you need to have how many points you're going to be discussing, and each point is going to be a paragraph. And each paragraph you need to have what an introductory sentence, as in what that paragraph is about, then the point that you're going to be discussing, and give it an example and explaining it. Then you need to conclude that paragraph. So then you go to the next paragraph, and the next paragraph is talking about a different point. And if you type it, you should be able to, Microsoft Word allows you to do your word count. If your essay is too short, then you're going to be penalized. And if your essay is too big, then you're also going to be penalized. So you should be aiming for a word count of 250. When we say word count, the word count will be using the new words. So you should not be counting on your this and that. An example. Lastly, because you're going to be sending it to my email, and I've given you my email, make sure that your name is also typed either at the top or at the bottom of the homework. The reason I'm asking is because many of us, we have emails that has got nothing to do with our real name, which when you're looking for jobs here in the West is crucial. That email must be reflecting the correct name. But I'm leaving it for that. I don't give you lectures on that, but do it. Please avoid sending me your assessment or your essay in PDF. Do it in Word. If you want me to read it and give you detail, and please don't write it on paper and then taking a photo and send it as an image. I'll read it, but I told you I'm not going to give you too much feedback. Now I'm going to come back to you and see that now that I've explained this, if you still have questions. So, Mustafa, your hands were up, so I'll give you the opportunity first, then I'll go to Fariba.
Thank you, dear teacher. Yeah, so as I am sure that most of our classmates will not have any problem with writing the essay, because most of them are good enough at English, as I have seen them. So the real problem that most of us have that is that we haven't understood the real format of TOEFL iBT writing sections. At the beginning, you told us that there will be two sort of questions. I mean, there will be audio based questions, and also there will be a passage. So what would we do on passage? It means there will be some points that we have to make about the passage, or there will be an audio, we have to listen to that, and after that we will write some thoughts that we have
Yes,
gotten for that
be patient,
passage.
please.
So
Be patient, please, because here I'm just testing the standard of writing. If I dive into that, and then I find that there are students who don't know how to write a paragraph, then we are going to stop, and then we are going to go backward. So I will give you topics, I will give you integrated topics, I will also give you the readings and the sounds, all of them, but I can't do it in one night. Unless if you all want only one session, I'm happy. So next week, I'll just give you some examples, and then I'll give you 12 homework, and each week, don't come live. I don't need to explain to you. And then you just keep on sending your essays, and I will check and I'll give you feedback. But if you are patient and submitting and waiting, so then we could address, then I'll do it. But if I see everybody is giving me a perfect essay in this, those who are online and those who are not online, then I'll change direction. I will not go into basic, and I'll go straight away with and reading articles and sound recording, and I'll just say good. So just be a little bit patient, please. Fariba, you had a question?
Yes, teacher. Hello to everyone. I hope you're doing well. My question was miss, that when you want to search about a topic, okay, is it great that we search in Persian or in English?
English, please.
But I studied in
English.
some book
When
that
you're doing
when
English
you want to
classes, when you're doing English
enhance
classes,
your
you need to
English.
not think in Persian.
Yeah, I said somewhere that when you want to enhance your English, for example, abilities, and you want to talk fluently, so you have to change the Persian passage to the English.
No, TOEFL has nothing to do with that.
Okay, thanks a
If you
million.
do it, if you translate Dari, Persian, Pashto, you're going to get in trouble.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. And on in the chat, should we submit our homework in Telegram? No, you're going to be submitting it by email, and I will receive it and I will mark it. Some of you, if you're all using Gmail, you can also share it. And or if you do it as an attachment, it is way easier, because I will download it, and on your attachment, I will point out to your mistakes.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. And Khalaqdat Mohammed, I think.
Yes, Salam alaikum, dear teacher. I
Alaikum
hope
assalam.
every one of you is fine. Dear teacher, I joined late to the session, and I have only one question about attendance. I'm at work and I cannot attend the session, so I can follow up with the video that you're recording, but then how to submit our attendance?
Okay, attendance for my session, because it is being recorded, so whenever students are going to be joining, the attendance is going to be on the recording. We are not going to be penalizing students for attendance. That is because your instructor, that is me, I'm guilty. I come in at a time that is not suitable for you guys. That is why the session is going to be recorded, and the recording is going to be shared with you. So attendance, if you join, it's beneficial, and if you don't join, that's okay. Even towards the end, if you join, at least you get to ask your questions. There will be times that I will be asking you all to see um, if you want me to pick up your essay and go live and discuss the plus and the minus point of the essays. Obviously, I will protect your name. I will not reveal who the student is. So I also do that sort of things live. So for the students who are coming live, it's an advantage. And if they don't come live, I'll not show the student's name, but in the recording, you will see.
Thank you, dear teacher. It's nice of you.
You're welcome. And I think Ms. Qayumi put a message in the chat. And if I contradicted her, I apologize. Okay, so when you're submitting your homework to me, I normally write down your full name, week one, what is the homework, and you've done it. That is going to be your attendance. I am a very friendly teacher, but at the same time, failure to submit the homework, you will have me on the back side. So don't do that. So I'll be very patient until I see students are misusing my friendly nature. then I will show my ugly face. So with that, I think we have answered all the questions. All I'm asking you is to be patient. Inshallah, we will address and every one of your learning journey. May the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with you all. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring peace and harmony in all our lives and in our brothers and sisters in Palestine and all around the world. Keep safe, think positive, keep the negativity away from you. And I think you'll all be fine, inshallah. Keep me in your prayers. You're all in my prayers. Khuda Hafiz.